So we have lots of fun things today, but first I wanted to show you my masterpiece. Yes, these are the recent coffin bombs I tried to make. I got 1 out of 6. Anyway, you've seen this. It's retarded. It's not working. And I also didn't like the little ones. They don't float. I have to pack them in so much. I give up. So for now, there will be no more purgatory bombs because all I'm doing is costing myself a lot. But I have plenty of other fun things to do today. Oh, another thing I will show you is these. Now keep in mind, I'm not like really proud of these. Like I'm not like, ooh, look what I did, this is awesome. But it kind of is. In fact, I actually said I wasn't going to do bubble bars because it's just never been my thing. But after the last batch, this is my second attempt. So for a second attempt, it's not bad. And the first attempt was a disaster, but even though they didn't do what they were supposed to do, me and Caden loved them. So I decided, well, maybe at least just for me and him, I'll see if I can get it right. And I did. So, I don't know, it's possible that I might make some to sell. Because they smell so good. I will at least take one and, when they're done, because they're still drying, and demo one and see whether it actually works that great. I mean, I already know they make bubbles from the last batch, but now that they're made more properly, we'll see. The goal for today actually is I need to make some pink embeds because I don't have any. Because I didn't really plan to make pink things. But I'm actually kind of liking it, so I have a couple products that require them and I will do that. The other thing is these. I don't know, tell me how you guys feel about it. I am going to fill up the rest of the cups and just try to get them used. I don't want anything to go to waste. Obviously anybody who buys these should know that they're not permanent. Like this is totally disposable. You almost have to crack it to get them out. Yeah. But it's just a tiny little squeeze and out they come, but you're going to crack the cup because there's just no way around it, I've noticed. And when I set one of these off last night to test it, it was cool. But what happened afterwards when I dropped in another bomb was that I absolutely fell in love with the color. So I'm going to remake another kind that fits myself better because I love dark water stuff. That's just me. I'm going to try again and try to recreate the color that I had last night, which I think was pretty damn cool. I guess I should talk and do what I gotta do. I actually have other things that I need to do later today. The joys of having multiple jobs. But thankfully they're all from home, so I always have time to hang out here. And for those of you who have been laughing at my problem of not being able to keep anything clean, I give up on that too. My dining room is never going to be good again. And I'm realizing neither is the kitchen. And if we want to be honest with ourselves, my closet's screwed too. But there is a slight glimmer of hope. The house next door to me has been vacant for many years. In fact, it's gone through auction 5 times with nobody interested at all. I live right next door to it. It's literally 10 feet away. I wasn't going to get it just because like I gotta tear this old house down and it's a pain in the ass. The city writes me notices when I don't mow my yard. What are they really gonna do about that mess? But it's also not very much money. So maybe I will try to get it and then we can just build a little studio over there and then my things won't be invading this house. I've already made a mess. Alright, so first I guess I should get all my hair out of the damn way. I have a lot of hair. I feel pretty good today because I got my favorite perfume on, which is another thing I wanted to talk about. I know I asked you guys to test out my scents and tell me if you like them because I mixed them. Mostly because I love sweet smelling scents and some of them aren't, so I made them that way. But I also know some of you don't like sweet scents. And I guess this is my favorite perfume. It's called Vampire. Obviously, I'm a very cheap girl to please. This is from the dollar store. I don't know why they had anti-theft on it. Is it even worth it? Who knows? I honestly haven't tried a lot of things either. Like, I've never been buying bath bombs or perfumes, or like the most makeup I've ever tried was when I was ordering the Ipsy bag, which I did enjoy, but it's just like when I find something I like, I'll go buy it and stick to that. I don't want to pay for all those samples anymore of stuff I didn't even really use. So I canceled that. And that's not to say I don't use makeup. It's just usually been of the cheap kind. I will say this though, from the Ipsy bag, I found mascara that I fell in love with, and of course I always order it now, which I even forgot to put on. That's the problem. I forget to put the stuff on, so I pay for it. But so it did teach me that you get what you pay for. Like, if you're used to going to the dollar store and buying mascara, it works. It does. It works if that's all you know. It's kind of like having a really old rackety computer, which I've done before, and everybody telling you like, oh, you need to get a new one. This thing's a piece of crap. And you're like, it works fine. It does. Until you try a new one. And then you're like, oh. And that is my mascara experience. But no, I soon will be ordering some test scents that are not as sweet, just to see whether I like them. Because honestly, I really only try to sell things I like, because this whole process got started because I'm like, what is this deal with bath bombs? Why are people going so nuts over them? I didn't want to pay for like Lush stuff, but I wanted to use it every day. I guess that's my point. If I were to order from Lush, I would probably be the type of person that would use one balm a week. Whereas I knew if I made them myself, I could have one every day, or twice a day if I wanted one, which is exactly what I do, since I get to test these things so often. But I have a lot of ideas. It's just how to execute them most of the time. Like, my favorite thing coming is quite a while away, which gives me time to get it good, and that's for Valentine's Day. And it's a liquid, it'll have to be a liquid bubble bath. So I have to figure out a good recipe for it, like the best recipe I can get for it before I put that item out. And I was looking around today and looking at other people's bubble baths, like on all the bubble baths that you guys like. And I saw one of the ingredients is Cocodia, which I went and looked up. I'm like, okay, I guess I need to get some of that. And then of course when I look it up, Wikipedia is like, this is a vicious liquid. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want that in my products then. So, I did a little bit more research, and keep in mind, you guys, there is very little of it inside the bubble baths that you're buying. So it probably doesn't really hurt, and let's face it, everything today is bad for you. But I am still going to see if it's necessary. I mean, I know it's a foaming agent, and it makes foam, but if I can try to not use it, then I will find something else. I don't think viscous liquids are good to bathe in. And then the other thing is, for months I've been racking my brain, like I really wanted to draw inspiration from the things in my life that I enjoy. And my favorite movie has always been Labyrinth. And so for months I've been planning to do a Labyrinth type bath bomb. But I just couldn't ever, like, I'm not the best artist. I can't draw it on there. So I'm like, how am I going to accomplish this? Well, you could go the easy route and just like do the Bog of Eternal Stench or something, which doesn't even smell or nobody would get in it. But I finally figured it out. So that'll be coming probably next month or sooner, depending on how fast I can order the stuff for it. I think you guys are going to love what's inside of them. Unfortunately, it'll kind of be like Pokemon, where you're going to want to catch them all. I don't know. Maybe I'll just label them specifically. That way you can get the ones you're missing, instead of making you buy 50 of them trying to get the ones you're missing. But then I wouldn't be surprised, would it? Now, a couple other things is, some of you have noticed my bath bombs pop and crackle and talk to you, but not all of them at the moment, because, you know, you have to actually have the ingredients to make them do that. That's why I don't necessarily advertise, because some of them even had like capsules inside of them with little spiders or bats, which I love. I love surprises. But again, not all of them, because in order for that to happen, you have to have them. So when I have them, they're in there. And when I don't have them, they're not in there. I also realized that today is the first day of my $10 off sale. So, I mean, technically, I guess you could just go order a bath bomb and nothing else, and you'd almost just be paying the shipping, which is a good deal. A good way to test out something and see if you like it for very little money, which was my goal. Also, a lot of the test products that I have sent out, they didn't quite make it. I mean, I feel like I tried my best at the time to wrap them well, but sometimes your best isn't good enough. And all that really matters is that you learn from it, which I did. So today I went and ordered gift boxes so that everything I ship can be individually wrapped and definitely protected, even because that was my biggest concern anyway. I'm like, even if the post office doesn't damage the box, what you really have going on inside of there possibly is 6 to 10 bath bombs bumping and rubbing against each other. Even if you wrap them individually, they're still cracking into each other. It's a disaster. It's like a war zone in there. So I feel more comfortable putting them in little gift boxes, and who doesn't like presents? So I guess each one will just be like a little present now. The only downfall of that whole scenario is this, and this is why it wasn't done in the first place, I'll tell you. Is because, let's face it, bath bomb ingredients, like to get the good show type bombs, they're not cheap to make. And then once you have an addiction like I do of sticking everything in there, like, you know, surprises or the popping candy, glitter, you know, you can get really luxurious with these. Well, my idea of luxury is this bats in your bathtub. Anyway, you know what I mean. you're not making much profit off of each bomb. And I knew that going into this. I knew that, you know, you're getting little return back on your investment. But I didn't care because I know people like them and I love them and I wanted to share them with the world. But then comes the packaging. And then you're like, am I even going to make anything? Well, sure, if you raise the price of it. But I felt bad being a new company, like I just was trying to avoid that, because being a new company, you don't want to be charging, you know, $9 or $10 or lush prices. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but you have to. There's no choice. You have to. And so that's my rant for today. I think it sucks that they have to cost so much, but it's not really an option. It's not like people are choosing to charge a lot. They just kind of have to. My husband told me to bubble wrap everything, which it would work, I guess. It wouldn't be very pretty, and I'm not even sure it would be cheaper, honestly. I haven't really looked to see, like, in big bulk lots how much bubble wrap you can get and how much it would cost, because I like the box idea, the gift box idea better. The last package I sent out, I did bubble wrap a couple things. Another problem with this is that since starting now, I'm more than ever intrigued with trying other things. Like, there's a company that I order my supplies from. She's very close to me, and so her things literally come overnight. And next time I place an order, I've already decided I'm going to be nice and buy one of her products so I can test it and just have the luxury of using somebody else's stuff. But I thought it would be fun to do like a bath bomb swap. I mean, it's a pretty popular thing on YouTube. A lot of people do it. Apparently just for fun. I don't really even know what's going on. I think they're just sending each other presents for the hell of it. Which is cool. I like presents. But, yeah. Being a bath bomb maker means you have plenty of your own. So it never really occurs to you, like, I should go spend money on somebody else's, because all my mind is saying is, like, you can go make that yourself. So I thought it would be fun to have, like, a bath bomb swap where we just pick 2 or 3 items and swap them. But one thing I have noticed is that people aren't really open to much. Whether it's just swapping products or whatever, I don't really get a reply. People tend to ignore me. And even when I was offering, like, the free testing products, that's all on me. They were free. I made the product. I shipped the product. It didn't cost anybody anything, and a lot of people did not respond. And I was like, wow, kind of disrespectful. Free stuff, I would have said hell yes. Maybe that's my destiny. Am I going to be the bath bomb black sheep? It's how it's been my whole life, so I don't really mind. These take forever and I'm making such a mess. Yes, I could have laid something down, but just from experience, I have so much of an easier time tapping them onto the table than trying to tap them into a container or yeah, this is easiest. Vanilla is actually my favorite scent. So I'm thinking maybe a musky vanilla type thing. I actually have, like, I'm trying to do a couple Christmas items. Molds are really the issue. You don't really want to use a standard circle mold for everything. Nor do you really want to use molds that every other store is using. So, for a long time that puzzled me. But then I realized, okay, it isn't that expensive to get your own mold made. Unfortunately, even the mold people are not answering me. So I'm like, oh Lord, save me. Like, I figured it would be a process. Like, maybe I'll have to wait 2 or 3 weeks to get them in. But no, it's gonna be a long time if I can't get anybody to even answer my emails. Let's see, what else do I gotta do today? Oh yeah, I was gonna do the color balm. I'll probably do that next. I think I might actually try to use the coffin balm for it this time though. Given the fact that they are just color balms and they don't have to have embeds and stuff inside of them, I think the coffin balm mold would work for that. The Valentine's Day one that I was talking about is a liquid bubble bath. But I'm thinking I'll just make it like a little gift set thing to where it'll come with a color balm, like a basic color balm. And the bubble bath liquid. Because that would be enough to make me very happy.